As someone who is obviously 102% of full soy existence 24/7, 365 days a week, all of my life and existence and future generations, I obviously love diversity, equity, inclusion, because I have a micro penis and I need to compensate somehow. So the fact that the most manliest thing, one of the most testosterone filled things in the universe, and I'm not talking about Baki, because Baki will make your balls grow balls, and those balls are gonna grow some good old fashioned pubes. I'm talking about Warhammer 40k, the second most testosterone filled thing in the universe. I hate it! And I welcome female adoptus custodies because obviously.
Man, do I find this Warhammer 40k stuff so interesting, man. It's so interesting to see what's going on and a little bit of back and forth and the little civil wars going on in the Warhammer community. It's very, very interesting. Well, apparently I made a video yesterday covering the fact that there is a new guidebook that is out right now from some of the original lore designers of Warhammer, and how in that guidebook it specifically states brotherhood for the Adeptus Custodes, and it essentially removes all the inclusive language regarding the Adeptus Custodes that was started by Games Workshop, where they tried to gaslight people and say there was always female Adeptus Custodes, always. You just never do that, but we totally changed it after decades. But anyway, that's beside
Yeah, when they originally dropped that tweet. Dude, listen, you can't really compete in autism with a fan base that literally looks at a picture of a space marine, counts the goddamn bolts on the armor they have, and then start the debate about what kind of mark of power armor they're wearing, okay? You can't tell these people, oh, female space marines and custodians have always existed. No, you can't do that. It's not gonna work. Also, it's stupid and lame and no one likes it, and it's not gonna work because of that. You know? You have no shot, okay? Why can't women have spaces for women? Oh, that's right, because women typically hate other women. Wow, who would have expected?
besides the point. Apparently, the creator of this new Ultimate Guide has officially come out on Blue Sky, of course, of all places, to confirm that no, there is in fact female Adeptus Custodes.
As I'm concerned, this Saturday night, there's not even gonna be a fight.
I will torture his body so that his soul learns to be humble.
I'm gonna knock him out round one, bitch.
God
Dude. The Alex Jones ones are the best.
chose me for this fight. God is the teacher. Derek is the student.
Wait. What did he say again?
Alex Jones explains Slaanesh.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is an official recognition for female Adeptus
Alex explains the warp and the chaos gods.
Custodes, even though in the Ultimate Guide that this particular person made, it's not there, right?
Quadsman Joe gets told about chaos. and of all people, it's Dylan, what's his face to do it? Oh, it's so good.
Right? And there could be a multitude of reasons. I'm sure he's going to have a couple of excuses as to why it's not there. But yes, there is female Adeptus Custodes according to this person. So let's get into this article, guys, from Fandom Pulse. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And like the video
do it
to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. It says Warhammer 40.
Oh god, you can't even see the face. Wait a minute here. Okay, do you want me to leave it like this or do this? I mean, I know what the answer is gonna be.
Okay, the Ultimate Guide author confirms that female Adeptus Custodes still part of Warhammer universe. Gav Thorpe, one of the authors of the recently released Warhammer 40k Ultimate Guide, confirmed that female Adeptus Custodes are still part of Warhammer. A number of Warhammer 40k fans believe that the Games Workshop might have retconned their own, female Adeptus Custodes based on the book, given it describes Custodes as brotherhoods. Well, okay, when I made my video yesterday, I made it very clear to tell everybody, and I'll say the same thing here. This guidebook was not recognized as official lore, not yet anyway, right? There's been no announcement that this is official lore because this is not published from Games Workshop themselves. So it's
You know it's happening. Okay? There were some dream scenarios where people were saying, "Oh, Games Workshop just said that's a real thing because they wanted Amazon to do the 40K series. That's why Games Workshop wants female custodies and space marines and other things like that." No, no. If Games Workshop cared about this, they would know that the easiest way to turn everyone against them and make people leave Warhammer is to do exactly that. Games Workshop is corrupt themselves. We all know this.
It's not recognized yet. So even if it was brotherhoods, right? Even if it did remove the inclusive language, it wouldn't have been recognized as official lore unless stated by when it came to Games Workshop. A screenshot of the book shared to X by Wokehammer Els states, as a legion of exceptional individuals, the Adeptus Custodians are less regimented than other Imperial forces, with promotion based entirely on merit. The Captain General leads, aided by a group of 10 tribunes. Below the tribunate, commanders of individual forces are known as shield captains. Armies or shield hosts are formed from across all 5 orders. Dozens of other sub-organizations, brotherhoods, and grouping run through the orders such as the Redacted Wardens, Shadow Keepers, or Solar Watch. So again, this is what we talked about yesterday and how they named them brotherhoods. If you look, they took out the word of gatherings, which is so gay, bro. Like, why would you want to call it a gathering? It just sounds so like band-aided, right? It sounds like you just couldn't figure out what you really wanted to call them because your virtue signal makes no damn sense. So you immediately just came up with gatherings and thought that was going to stick, right? Oh, a gathering. Bro, that sounds so dumb. Another excerpt stated, as custodians accumulate victories, they are awarded
Inclusion circle reinforcement. Pretty good. Pretty good. I know. Thank you. Thank you.
a name to commemorate each one, though these are kept secret from those outside the Legion. And in public, a custodian will continue to use the name granted to him upon its investiture. So, and then on Blue Sky, here's the confirmation. Now, I don't know if this is a real account. I'm sure it is, right? It's Blue Sky. I'm sure it's the real account, but it hasn't been officially confirmed, I think, yet. I'm not really sure. I don't know if they have any kind of verification over on Blue Sky or something along those lines. I don't know. But on Blue Sky, Thorpe says, Thorpe was asked whether female custodians are part of Warhammer. Now, the funny thing is, before we continue, when I saw this question, I immediately know, look at this account. Hood guard with the weird anime profile picture, most likely a trans person, got some sort of purple neck scarf or something like that. This person was getting ready to crucify Gav Thorpe.
Dude, the fact that I like purple as the color most, and you can't wear purple things nowadays because that's bad, ain't gonna stop me, first of all, but that's pretty sad.
Right? If Gav Thorpe would have answered anything other than what he answered, there would have been a crucifixion on public display for everybody to see. But because Gav Thorpe answered the right way, then of course they're going to run with it and say, oh, look, there is female custodians, ha ha ha, blah, blah, whatever. So anyway, he then replied, yes, of course there are. Of course there are. Of course. They've always been there. Not every miniature is included, and I don't recall exactly, but we may have already finished that section when a series miniature went public. DK didn't have access to pre-release pics. Oh, that's interesting. So they might be coming out with female Adeptus Custodians miniatures finally, so they can at least reference something. Because to try to say there's always been female Adeptus Custodians and there was never any female Adeptus Custodians kind of makes it seem a little bit odd, right? Kind of seems like you're gaslighting people. So yeah, I could see how they would want to hurry up and make some female miniatures to pretend like they were always there, you know? And then it says that Games Workshop infamously...
Okay, listen, you can sell female miniatures pretty easy. Look at the Sisters of Salad, Sisters of Battle. You know, that one, a really good one with the angel wings. I forgot her name, so I'm sorry. I actually remember it typically, but it's just, you know, she's a living saint. Saint Celestine, there we go. Yeah, you know, all of those things, they're pretty good. You know why? Because they're half naked, okay? Listen, now I'm not saying there's no way to create female Astartes, but there isn't, because lore-wise, they all have armor, and women can't have armor, okay? It just doesn't work. Pretty gay if you try, also.
retcon that whole situation, which we covered so many times before. I'm not even going to bother going through it. But ultimately, what this is interesting about is that they're doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down at this point. I really don't know what to really call it, but they are doubling down on the Adeptus Custodes thing, and they're making sure that everybody knows that, no, there is female Adeptus custodies. And this is going to continue to be a thing, no matter how much it may upset fans, right? It doesn't matter. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of woke fucking Warhammer fans, all right? Obviously, there are a lot of woke fans for a lot of different IPs. And usually tabletop being so niche, I'm not surprised to see a lot of woke people there. I'm really not. But ultimately, there are a lot of fans that are being ignored as well. That's the funny.
This is why you gatekeep. This would not be a problem if we just gatekept all of these people out. Gatekeeping is a blessing upon humanity that should be used, should be furthered, and should always, without exception, be applied to everything. Warhammer, gatekeep the living hell out of it. Anything else? Gatekeeping! Let those people make their own communities of slop, trash, and whatever garbage buzzwords that they want to use, okay? But keep me out of it. Keep everyone else out of it, okay? Why do you need to subvert already existing fan bases? Why can't you just make your own? Oh, that's right, because there aren't people like you to begin with. And that's why you need to subvert already existing groups, fan bases, to make it seem like there's more of you than in actuality there are. And that's pretty lame and stupid. In any case, this is not gonna work out. People are gonna ignore the new lore, and the moment this happens, by the way, the people who actually do Warhammer are not gonna buy a single original figurine ever. Yeah, they're just gonna buy 3D printed versions of it that are higher quality and, like, on average, what, 5 times cheaper or 7 times cheaper than the original Games Workshop one, and you don't need to, have a bot that instantaneously buys one when they're finally available. Games Workshop is gonna go boom, bust, and all of that stuff very soon if they have an attitude like this. And the best part, Warhammer is gonna stay the same. It's not gonna die, but Games Workshop will, because Games Workshop is a heretical concept, while Warhammer is a dream. And dreams never die. But something like this, it can. Anyway, that was our boy Hypno. 10 out of 10. Have a nice day. Bye!